What's up, guys?
What's up, man? How are you? Death, taxes, and you surviving an onslaught to come back and win. How are you feeling about that one?
It's one of those things that when it comes to pure will, I'm the toughest guy you ever meet with that. And he threw everything he had at me in the kitchen sink, and I survived. And I think that deterred him a little bit.
Do you think it's not necessarily just an energy thing, but when he fires everything he has at you, you think mentally it's like, oh, damn, I can't get this guy out, and he starts to wilt a little bit?
I feel like it's both. I watched a lot of his fights. Going into this fight, I knew. You look at his record, he has a lot of first-round finishes, like 20-something first-round finishes out of all his fights. So I knew that first round was going to be rough with him. Even when I sat down with my coaches, we said, listen, survive the first round. If you survive the first round, the chances of you winning goes up 80%. So, I just wanted to create those scrambles, wear him down. He put me in a couple positions that were awkward, and he hit me pretty hard a few times, but I can endure. I'm a durable guy, so I felt okay in there.
When you feel the tide starting to turn, do you have a moment in your head being like, oh, I've been here before, I got you now?
Yeah, I knew. When I got on top of him, I just felt him just like take that deep breath. He went for that takedown in the second round. And it was a nice takedown. And then we got a little bit of a scramble. I just felt him get weaker and weaker. I got on top of him. It was just like, okay, he just threw everything at me. I could feel him. He just went, okay, I'm going to stay here for a while. And that's the thing that when you show that weakness to me, because I have cardio for days, I'm going to turn it up. I'm just turning up gears in a second. The first round is never my first round. You look at all my fights, the first round is sometimes I win a first round, but that's never my best round. It's the second and third. It's like I'm switching gears. I'm a diesel engine. And the second round, I turned it up, and he just gassed out.
When would you like to get back in there?
I'd like to get back in October around, maybe October, maybe a little bit sooner. But I'd rather fight sooner than later now. This is my first fight of the year. I wanted to fight sooner. I had a little bit of injury problems, but let's just keep the momentum going. 2 in a row now, and I'd really like to fight one more time this year.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Darren.
How's it going?
Good. That first round, man, how hurt were you?
I was hurt. He hit me with a couple big freaking shots. He hit me right on my neck. I got a little knot here, and he caught me a little bit, but I was never out of it. I was clear mind. He put me in a couple positions, but I'm like, I'm stuck. I got to get moving now. They're going to stop it. But I was never really that hurt. I was hurt, but I was never like, I'm going to lose, or I lost a little bit of consciousness. But that's the type of fight I'm usually in anyways.
When you go back to your stool in that second round, what's the message?
We got out of the first round. We start all over. It's round 2. This is where we come out, and we come out harder. And they told me, listen, you made out of the first. It's the second round. This is your round now. So, they're trying to motivate me because, like I said, we talked about it. The first round was going to be hell, and it was hell. But the second and third, we knew we could get him. So, just happened the second one. He broke a little bit harder than I thought he was going to even break.
Team Alpha Male went 3-0 tonight. How important is that to you?
Really important, man. It shows the type of work we've been putting in. A lot of people have been doubting the team. Some of the results that we've had lately. This shows right here. We're still right here. We're still one of the best teams in the world. I think we're the best team in the world for the lightweights. So it's a great night. We had some great victories, and definitely do a little celebration, and we're going to keep this momentum going for the team.
And finally, so you picked Darrick Minner. Do you have someone in the back of your mind that you want to fight?
I need to sit down and look at it. I was just kind of real focused on this, you start getting ahead of yourself sometimes. I feel like it's a death wish. So I was like, I'm just going to, for this one, I'm just going to focus clearly on Darrick Minner. And I'm going to sit down the next week or so and start throwing out some names in my head, and we'll start calling out some people. Because I'm not looking for a top 10 opponent right now. That's 2 in a row after coming off of 4 in a row I lost. So I'd like another fun matchup, a tough guy, maybe a seasoned veteran like me that makes sense,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there a point in the fight where, I know earlier in this week you said, you don't want to take a lot of damage. You don't want to do what always happens. You want to come out there and have something different. But once it starts going that way, is there a point there where you sort of have to chuckle to yourself and laugh because you know you've been there so many times. But and when that does happen, is it sort of a confidence booster because you know you've been there before and you can get through those moments?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, oh shit, this is what isn't what I wanted to happen. I mean, I was bleeding. I'm like, I'm cut already. I didn't want this to happen, but it's one of those things. Like I've been through it so many times. I drank my own blood. How many fights? I don't even know. But I knew that hey, we're just getting started. If it's gonna be a battle, and that's why I had to make it. I was like, well, I'm losing a little bit of these exchanges. I was losing some of these grappling exchanges. I'm like, I gotta make a little bit more of a blood and guts fight, make him work a little bit harder, and just start wearing down a little bit by little bit.
I'd love to hear what is the game plan coming? Is the game plan, because it's funny, I think most people would say, I know what Darren's game plan is. He's just going to go in there, he's going to weather some crap, then he's going to beat the guy down when he wears him down. But what was the game plan for him coming into this fight?
The game plan for him is he throws heavy kicks. You know what I mean? You watch it, he comes out with heavy kicks, wild punches. I just wanted to try to block a lot of those punches and get in some grappling exchanges. I mean, he's a grappler, I'm a grappler. I figured I could beat him in grappling, and the game plan was fight the guillotine because they have a good guillotine, get on top of them and try to finish them.
And lastly, for me, you kind of lived up to your nickname again. And I wonder, was the fight style or the nickname there first? And did you ever wish you maybe picked something that didn't sort of set the tone for all your fights?
It is what it is. Like it's not ironic. My coach that gave it to me back in Indiana, his name's Keith. It was because even in practices, you flicked me, I was bleeding all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what you did, like, most people don't know this, but my skin is just like, I don't know. It's not so much getting hit all the time. It's just I have delicate skin. My bone structure, hey, I never get really hurt, but my skin structure, you flick me, it's like paper. I'm bleeding everywhere. So that's what they call me, the damage, and that's why I embrace the damage, because that I messed around and said, yeah, I'm going to give the damage, but really because you touched me and I'm bleeding. You looked at me, I'm probably going to bleed probably tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
I love it. It's a great nickname, though.
Thanks. I live up to it, that's for sure.
Yes, you do.